Hello boys and girls, Lord Hawkeye here again. Well, when I got home today, I received the news from a friend of mine that the new expansion for World of Warcraft has been announced. And it is, I'm confirming all the rumors, Mists of Pandaria. Well, after I was done nerding out about it, I decided I was going to make a video to discuss some of the features in the trailer and give my thoughts and make some announcements. So, let's just go over this item by item. First of all, new continent, Pandaria, obviously. Very Chinese themed, which I think is really awesome to see. I really like all the bright, vibrant colors of the place. I think that'll definitely be a fun place to explore. Okay. Next, we have a new race, Pandarins. And the interesting thing this time is, as a Pandarin, you have to eventually pick whether to be either Alliance or Horde, which I think should be very interesting indeed. And let's see. Next, we also get a new class as well, the Monk class. And yeah, it's fights with your fists, martial arts, chi, and all that sort of fun stuff. And it turns out they can be tanks, melee DPS, or healers. Oh, that should definitely be handy. A new hybrid class to play with. I think I'll definitely make one of those. So, let's see what else we got here. New for dungeons, challenge modes. Now, when you run a dungeon, you can run it timed, and if you get it in a certain time, you'll get bronze, silver, or gold medals, and you can earn yourself some nice little rewards. Apparently, mainly just vanity stuff like new armor artwork, mounts, and titles and such. And it turns out when you do challenge mode, your gear is normalized. You don't do it with your gear. You're given a pre-assigned set so that you can never outgear this. So, hey, there you go. There you go. For all you people whining about challenge, there's your challenge right there. And the best thing is you can't outgear it. It is all skill. So, maybe that'll quiet a few of the complainers that the game is too easy. Yeah, right. But hey, we can always hope, can't we? Let's see, we've also got PvE scenarios. Not much details given on this. I'm assuming it's something like bad guys attack town and you gotta fend them off and stuff like that. Well, hey, definitely make the world more dynamic. I'm always for that. Talents getting revamped. Again, well, I guess it's inevitable because with higher levels it gets harder to rebalance everything, so oftentimes they have to just scrap the whole thing and redo it. Well, I've always liked the direction they go in before. I like talents now that it's not completely just pick this spec or don't bother. There's way more choice involved, and I hope that they'll balance it more so there'll be even more choice. So that's good. Next, this is probably the most controversial one of them all: the pet battle system. All those vanity pets we've collected over the years, apparently now you can train and fight them. Yeah, I've never heard that before. You know, I've been overall neutral to Pokemon and stuff like that. I've played Pokemon Red, had a decent amount of fun with it, but it was never really my thing. But I can see a lot of people going crazy for this, and I can see a lot of people just absolutely raging about this. No, man, the game's going all silly. I said, people, this game was already silly. It really took you 6 years to figure that out? Come on. Let's be realistic here. Anyways, yeah, new level cap is 90, and well, there you go. That's the basic gist of what we got so far. So, my thoughts and everything. I have to say, I'm greatly looking forward to this. I actually took Blizzard up on their little offer. You see, Blizzard has got a little offer on their website. If you haven't heard, if you contractually agree to keep your account going for a year, it's called the yearly pass or something like that, I can't remember the name, you will get a couple nice little things. You will get a new mount in World of Warcraft when patch 4.3 hits, or patch 4. I can't remember which one it is. Anyway, when the next patch hits. Sorry, I'm doing this by memory. So you'll get a nice new mount. It's like an angelic horse or something like that. Let's see, you will also get Diablo 3 for free. Ooh. I've never actually played a Diablo game before. It's just something that slipped under my radar. And plus the fact that I grew up with a rubbish computer that couldn't play games. But anyways, I've never played Diablo 3 before, so this should be interesting. Anyone out there familiar with the lore able to tell me if I'll be able to play Diablo 3 blind, or if I should go read up on the story or anything like that? Just fill me in if you know. And also, and here's the thing that really set the deal for me: guaranteed invite to the beta. Ooh, yes, that's right. Lord Hawkeye is going to the Mists of Pandaria beta. And to finish off what I said about the announcement, yes, I will be doing coverage of the Mists of Pandaria beta on my YouTube channel. So, if you're a fan of World of Warcraft or you know someone who is, please send them my way, and I'll try and show anything of interest I can find while I play. So, that's it. That's it for that. So, with all that announced, I think it might be a good idea to take this time and reflect on this game as I've seen it so far. I did a rant a while ago about people who complain about lack of challenge and how I don't really buy that's really what their problem is. And with the challenge mode and all this new stuff coming out, they've got even less of an argument than they did before. But anyways, on to this expansion, just to reflect. Now, I will admit, I spent months just absolutely so excited for this expansion. I could barely sleep the day it came out. It's not often that happens, but it did for me that time. And overall, I did like it. Maybe I hyped it up in my mind a little too much, but hey, I guess that was inevitable. Now, a lot of people have not liked this expansion for various reasons. Now, some complain about the nerfing of content. Yeah, it's only the nerfing of old content, and you can still do heroics, but hey, little facts like that don't seem to dent them. But anyways, I think the thing with this expansion is we got a whole new world, and I think that the new zones were a bit lackluster compared to previous expansions, and I really think that the revamping of the old world was probably one of the big causes of this. Because a lot of manpower went into completely revamping the old world and all that sort of thing, and I'm willing to bet it diverted a lot of resources away from the new zones and the new content and everything like that, and it probably suffered a little bit as a result. Now, as sad as that is, I think the change of the old world was a change that had to happen. I mean, come on, let's be honest. The old world was really out of date. It was annoying to level through. It was full of all sorts of really ill-conceived mechanics from back in a time when Blizzard wasn't nearly as experienced as they are now. It had to go. I mean, come on, let's just all admit that. The old world did have to go. So it did come at a price, but I think it's a price that had to eventually be paid. So I really don't begrudge Blizzard for that. There is one thing I do begrudge them for. Now, this expansion contained a lot of reboots. And anyone who knows me knows how I generally feel about reboots, as in I don't really like them very much, because they're getting way overdone. Now, some of them were good, like the Dead Mines reboot. Awesome, I love the new Dead Mines. Shadowfang Keep, not so much. It wasn't all that much different. And the Firelands, it was basically Molten Core version 2, and I can't say I got all that hyped up about it. As I don't know, I've done Molten Core before. It's been there, seen that. It's prettier looking, but it's ultimately the same thing. And Molten Core, in retrospect, really wasn't all that great a raid instance in the first place. I mean, yeah, I know it's a dirty sin of mine to say something like that about one of the precious old raids, but hey, there you go. Now, 4.2, no. Terrible idea. Nobody wanted more troll dungeons. I have no idea why they gave us that. Everyone was hoping for the Abyssal Maw, and instead they got this. Oh, yeah. That's probably what really hurt people's opinion of the game, is that 4.2. But this, as many pointed out, this expansion was a revolution rather than an evolution, so maybe rebooting did fit it. So with that said, Blizzard, I know it may not, if any of you are listening to this, yeah, right, yeah, I can dream. Anyways, I know it probably doesn't mean much now that I've already committed to continuing to play this game for another year. I just want to ask one thing. Like Cataclysm, that was the expansion where you could reboot. That was the expansion where you get to do the rebooting card. The only thing that will make me leave this game in absolute disgust is if the rebooting continues in the next expansion. I mean, please, really don't do that. You had your chance. You got your reboots in. You got your freebies. Now everyone wants all new content. So if that happens, I'll be a very happy gamer, and I'm sure many others will be too. Well, that's just my thoughts about the situation. So when the beta comes out, I will be posting videos on it. I'll look up anything of interest I can find, and hopefully you'll all enjoy it. Until then, happy adventuring, and be aware and be wise.